All right, we're gonna test out some new makeup today. I'm not looking my best, so I definitely would love to put a full face of makeup on right now, so that's what we're going to do. What have I got? I have the new ColourPop Pretty Fresh Tinted Foundation Balm. I have the new What's Up Beauty pressed powder. I have the Natasha Denona Bloom palette. I haven't even dipped into, I mean, I've swatched it, but I haven't used it yet. I bought one of the new Saie blushes. So yeah, we got a lot of good stuff. Let's test it out. If you are new here, my name is Rachel, and if you're not new here, thank you so much for coming back. I'm gonna link everything down in the description box, the new stuff, the not new stuff, it's all in the description box. And give this a thumbs up if you enjoy testing new makeup videos, and let me know your thoughts on these products as I'm using them. Also, I got my hair colored yesterday, so that's why I have this funky mark on my scalp. It's not dirt. I did shower. We're just gonna ignore that. I'm gonna prime my eyes. I usually do this off camera, but listen, I've not filmed in quite a few days, so I'm a little behind. This is the Urban Decay Primer Potion in the anti-aging version, which is my favorite. And while I let this eye primer sit, I'm gonna give you a little information about this Natasha Denona palette. Honestly, the palette looks stunning. When I saw the sneak peek for this, I was so pumped. I love Natasha Denona. Every time she comes out with a palette, if it's a color story I'm drawn to, I'm going to buy it. She's one of my auto buy brands, if you will. I don't buy every single palette because, like I said, if it's got a whole bunch of blues or something, I'm not gonna wear blue eyeshadow because it's just not a color I love, but I love warm tones. So when I saw this, I was like, this looks so beautiful. I'm so excited to have this in my collection for spring and summer because I love these tones. And just looking at it, it looks really good. She does do a good job of providing different undertones, different depths in both her mattes and her shimmers. So, just upon first look, it looks nice. I will say this dark shade, the darkest matte, I wish there was one that was even darker, but I mean, I can reach into my collection to get a darker shadow, clearly. This is the Bloom eyeshadow palette. It retails for $69. It is available on Ulta, Sephora, and her site. If you do shop at Natasha Denona's site, you can use my affiliate code Rachel to save 15%, which is a good discount. So it says the Bloom eyeshadow palette is the ultimate spring essential, featuring 15 brand new shades from peachy corals to rich burgundies and complementing mauves. With Natasha Denona's iconic pro-level formulas, effortlessly create everything from soft, sparkling doll eyes to bold, expressive glam looks. It was made in Italy, and Natasha Denona is cruelty-free. Is it vegan? I don't know. Let's see.
A few moments later.
So it just says cruelty-free. I don't know that this palette is vegan, just so you know. So and what she's been doing lately with her palettes is she's been adding different shimmer formulas. Now, of course, this palette has been out now for 2 weeks, so you've probably already seen videos on it if you're interested. So I know I am a little late, so I won't go too deep into this, but we have the mattes, which are called Natasha Denona's Signature Creamy Matte Formula. So I guess that is her matte formula she's calling Creamy Matte. I was a little confused by this last time. And then Silky Mattes are an elegant silky texture with enhanced slip for seamless blendability and one-stroke opaque coverage. I don't really still understand the difference, but maybe we're gonna try it out and find out. Metallics, which we already know are really good. I mean, well, maybe you don't know, I'll tell you. They're really good. They're really just smooth, shiny, really thin, really good metallic formula. And then it says the duochrome. So there is a duochrome in here. It says with shade shifting pearls, the duochrome formula has a lustrous finish. Fleur, Crisp, Equinox are the duochromes. Yeah, I can see the shift in them. Really pretty. Fun. Okay, great. I did purchase this palette myself. I did not receive it in PR, just so you know. And let's dive in. I'm very excited. All right, I'm gonna go in with a fluffy brush. This is from Sigma. It's the E40. And I'm gonna go into the shade Ren right here. And I'm gonna put this through my crease. All right, next I'm gonna go in with the shade Floss, F-L-O-S, Floss. And I'm gonna put this a little lower in the crease. I want to pull this a little more like warm. So I am going to take some of that shade Brick, that red, and also put that just a little lower in the crease. And then for my outer corner, I'm going to take that darkest matte shade called Bark and just put in the outer corner. So all of those mattes worked great. Pretty minimal blending. They built on top of each other really nicely. I did get a little patchiness with the red shade on this eye, but it's this eye. Like this eye, my left eye, it's got a lot of texture. It's not always the easiest to blend shadows on. So that's just like an eye problem, a me problem. I was just kind of looking at which shades are considered the matte formula and which are considered the silky matte formula. I didn't use any of the silky mattes. So I will try to use one maybe on my lower lash line or something like that. But just touching the silky matte and then touching the regular mattes, I don't feel a major difference, if at all. Like if I didn't know they were different formulas, I would never have known. So let me know your thoughts. Like if you've used this palette, do you find a difference between the mattes and the silky mattes? I will say I'm very glad she got rid of the cream to powder formula because I really don't like that formula at all. Or she hasn't gotten rid of it, but she hasn't put it in a couple of her last palettes. So for me, it's totally fine that it's not there, but yeah, I will keep you posted. So I'm gonna go onto my lid with the Shine On Shimmer Enhancer from Cleona and Bad to the Brow before I go in with one of the metallics. I wanna use the shade Fluorescence right here. I don't wanna put that on my lid. And I can see it's like a peach to a gold. It's really pretty. It definitely doesn't have a lot of shine or sparkle to it. It is a little more of a flatter shimmer. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really loving that. It kind of reminds me of the shimmer formulas from her old midi palettes, like the Glam, the Bronze. All the rest of these are sparkling foiled, which has that little extra sparkle. I should have maybe used one of those. Let me go in with Crisp, and I'm just gonna tap this on top in the middle. Yeah, that gave a little extra something. Okay, so I'm gonna go off camera. I'm going to apply some liner, mascara, all of that, prime my face, and then I will come back and we will try the new ColourPop foundation stick together. Okay, let's test out the new ColourPop foundation stick. I did purchase this myself. I actually was going to purchase this from ColourPop's site, and I never pulled the trigger. It was something I really wanted to try, and then I was walking in a Target that's not around where I live. Where I live, it's pretty rural, and the Target near me does not carry a lot of new stuff. So I was in a Target in a major city, and I went across the ColourPop display, and they had them. And I was like, oh my God, this is perfect. It's a sign. I need to buy it. So I bought the shade Light 6. I think this is gonna work pretty well. In their tinted moisturizer, I am Light 7. But I think this is gonna work. I mean, at least they didn't have Light 7, they had Light 6 and Light 8. So I went with Light 6. This retails for $14. It is vegan, cruelty-free, hydrating, smoothing, buildable light to medium coverage, natural finish, 18 flexible shades. A creamy skincare infused tinted balm stick that melts like a dream for a blurring second skin finish. It glides onto skin for buildable light to medium coverage that feels like nothing but looks like everything. Use it to build out your base, conceal or spot cover targeted areas. Just swipe and blend, no brush needed. Well, I'm going to use a sponge, just so you know, because that's just what I use to blend out my foundations 9 out of 10 times is a sponge. So yeah. Let's give it a shot. I am definitely running a bit dry today, but I did put on the What's Up Beauty Hydrating Face Primer, which I've used a million times. I know how it performs with my skin, but I'm definitely like pretty acne prone lately. My skin's not loving me lately, but let's see what this looks like. First of all, let's try it on the chin because that's where I have a lot of discoloration. It is definitely very creamy when I was swatching it, and just now, it felt really creamy. This might be a little light for me, like in person. And it didn't really cover too much. That's definitely more of a light coverage. Let me go over, see how we can build it up. Over the spots here. Yeah, so I would say light coverage. I really wish that I had light 7 because this looks, on camera it doesn't look too light, but let me just continue to put this on this side of my face. It's not really blending super easily. I will also say that. Like the Milani foundation stick, I feel like it blends a little easier than this one. But this is definitely giving a little more hydration than that one. Let me go up here. So that's the side with the foundation, and this is the side without. I will say that the shade match is pretty good. I do feel like it's a little light, and once summer hits, it's gonna be too light, but that's okay. That's all right. I mean, that's the choices I had, so I'm fine with that, and I'll bronze my face up. It definitely looks pretty hydrating. I did put a hydrating primer on underneath it, so that probably helps. And I would say that this is a light coverage because I can definitely still see my discoloration. I can still see my acne. I can still see all of that. Let me go a little bit more onto this blemish I have there. Yeah, I mean, it's not really building up too much. So yeah. All right, let me blend it on the rest of my face and I will be right back. Okay, so I went off camera and I did my brows and I also put on concealer to let the foundation sit a little longer. And I don't know if I really like this foundation, just upon first impression. Now, of course, I have to wear this for a long period of time. I have to use it multiple times. But just like my first kind of initial impressions, it feels very greasy. Like, and my skin, like I can feel it on my skin and it looks really dewy and I can actually like see it on my skin. And it actually started to lift a little bit when I got near it with my brow pencil. And it's like looking kind of splotchy. And that might be because it's a little bit too light of a shade. It definitely is too light of a shade. I don't like the color. So aside from that, let's continue on. And of course, I will continue to use this. I feel like I have hair on my face. I will, of course, put this into speed reviews in the future after I've tested it enough. But those are kind of my initial thoughts. But let's move on to the next product. So I have the What's Up Beauty Wind Dancer Pressed Setting Powder to try out today. I got mine in the shade... Didn't break. Everybody breathe. I got mine in the shade Light. There are 4 different shades available: light, medium, tan, and deep. It retails for $32. I did receive this in PR from the brand. So that is what the outside looks like. And it has a really beautiful embossing of a butterfly on it. It also came with a brush, but I'm not going to use a brush today because I typically set my face with a poof, one of these things. So that's how I'm going to use it today. It provides a natural soft matte finish, cruelty-free and vegan, made in China. It says, experience the perfect fusion of lightweight coverage and a long-lasting performance with Wind Dancer, a talc-free pressed setting powder. Designed to set foundation and concealer without heaviness or cakiness, this ultra-fine formula delivers a soft matte finish while maintaining a natural skin-like appearance. So I am going to set my concealer and my T-zone with this powder, and I actually might take it up onto my cheeks because I have a powder blush that I want to try out today. I'm not sure if this is going to work for under my eyes, but I want to try it. I want to try it. So I'm just going to go in with this poof. And I just used a really small amount. Yeah, it looks like it works. I was afraid it was going to be a little too dark, but I actually think it works fine. Yeah, so that worked out nice. Maybe I will use the brush to set my cheeks with. So this is the R204. They do have natural hair bristle brushes, so they are quite pricey. I think this one is like $60 $64. It's quite pricey. But let me use this just to set my cheek area with. So I am gonna bronze myself up because I feel extremely, kind of ghostly right now. I'm gonna use the Sigma Matte Bronzer in the shade Medium all over my face. Much better already. The bronzer blended just fine on top of the foundation, so that's good. And now let's go for this blush from Saie. I've never tried anything from the brand before, so when I talked about them on my new makeup releases, I was definitely intrigued by these blushes. So it's called the SuperSuede Radiant Blush Powder. It is a glowy blush, and I'll be honest, I'm not really impressed with the packaging. It feels pretty cheap, but this is more of an affordable brand at Sephora, but it does definitely feel very light plastic. The color looks beautiful. This is in the shade Chow, which is described as a soft golden brown. It is vegan and cruelty-free. It says a long-wearing baked blush that's non-comedogenic and lightweight for a diffused flush of color. Okay, sounds good. I'm gonna go in with this angled blush brush. I don't know how pigmented it is. It looks like it picked up quite a lot on the brush. And this retails for $28. I don't know if I said that. I'm scared. Yeah, definitely pretty darn pigmented. That is really pretty. That is a really pretty color, isn't it? It goes with my eye look perfectly. It definitely has a really pretty sheen to it. So I'm actually not gonna wear highlighter today. I'm just gonna wear this. Yeah, I went in really lightly on the brush, tapped it off as you could see, and I was able to create more of a diffused look. I don't like overly pigmented blushes, but this one worked out great for me if I was just going in with a light hand, so. Oh, I love that, it's really pretty. Now let's go back over to the Natasha Denona palette. I wanna try out one of these other matte formulas, Silky Matte. So Petal, oh, maybe I'll use this in my inner corner. Actually, that'll work. Robin, that's it, just those two. Okay, I can do that, I can do that. But first let me go in with the darkest shade Bark, and I'm gonna push that up against my lower lash line. I'm gonna pick up that same shade on like a little bit more of a pencil brush to blend it out. Then I'm gonna go in with Robin, that Silky Matte, and I'm gonna blend that out. Definitely very pigmented actually, and a little deeper. I do find sometimes with the Natasha Denona, her mattes show up deeper on the eyes than they do in the pan. I don't know that I found that that was very different though. And now I'm gonna go in with the shade Petal, right here on a flat brush for my inner corner. All right, I just lined and filled in my lips with a lip liner, and now I wanna go in with the Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm. I bought the birthday cake one. I have the iced coffee one and I really enjoy it, but when I saw they were doing birthday cake, I was there with my credit card, I was there. So I bought this one. It smells, I already smelled it. It smells, I'm a sucker for a birthday cake scent though. So let me put this on over my lip liner. Oh my gosh. Absolutely divine. This is gonna make me hungry all day today. It has a very soft pink tint. Like once you rub it in, it disperses, but there's very, 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 very fine like little pearl pigments in there to add a little bit of sparkle. But one of the most comfortable lip balms ever, and the scents are so good. All right, and this is the finished look. What do you think? I think in the end, it came out really cute. We made it work, and I will say bronzer saved the day. Shout out to the Sigma Matte Bronzer. So yeah, let me just give you a quick rundown of my initial thoughts. Again, initial thoughts. I reserve the right to change my mind at any point. So we started with the eyeshadow palette. I think that this eye look came out really pretty. I'm definitely excited to use the other shimmers in the palette, because the one that I used on my eyelid, like all over the lid, was pretty, but I'm definitely interested to try the other ones out. The mattes worked great, absolutely great. The foundation stick, now that all the rest of my makeup is on, I've set my T-zone and all that, I do think it looks nice. I wish I'd gotten a slightly deeper color, but with the bronzer it worked out. I would say that it is definitely a light coverage, and I would say that it is a kind of dewier finish. It is kind of sticking to spots on my face, but I have to wear this. I am gonna wear this all day today, so I will kind of see how it wears throughout the day before I give you my final thoughts. The powder is nice. I actually feel I need to reapply it because I don't feel like it really mattified enough in certain areas. But I would say if you're looking for a powder, like a pressed powder, that's not super mattifying, because I don't feel like this is super mattifying right off the bat. Another product I have to continue to use and test. The blush and the lip product, I think, are my favorite products that I tried today. This blush looks beautiful. I love this color. It blended really nicely. It has a little bit of sheen to it without being glittery or chunky. And this lip balm, I mean, I love this lip balm. I already have one. It smells great. It looks great. It's a purse lip product for me. So very excited to have this in my collection, but would love to know your thoughts. After watching this video, did you pick up any of these products? What are you loving? What are you not loving lately? Let me know down in the comments, and I will see you for another video really soon. Bye.